Good morning and Nefabaka to the ones that know. This is Brother Mo here coming to you with some quick tips about what path to take when it comes to going to a company for your CDLs, coming out for your Class A, or going to a trade school. Okay, so I have pros and cons on each. Depending upon what kind of life you want to live and what situation that you are in, choose according to your situation. Okay? All right. So let's start with talking about schools from a company. Okay? So you have the option to go to a company like US Express, for instance. Don't know their system, just going to use them for an example. Okay, so if you want to learn how to drive trucks and you're like, you know what, I'm going to go with this company. I don't have any money up front. They're going to send me a bus ticket from, say, Florida to Ohio. They're going to send you there. They are going to pay for your room, board. They are also going to pay for most likely lunch. I doubt that they pay for your dinner, but if they do, that's a good deal. The whole time while you're there, they're going to be training you on knowledge on what to pass, on how to pass. They're not going to give you no extra information. They're going to try to get you on the road as quick as possible. Okay? If that's the route that you want to take, that's a thumbs up for you. But if you want to be careful and you want to learn your way around the truck first, you might not want to choose this. Okay? So let's list off some cons about this. All right, so because they are trying to get you on the road as quick as possible, of course they're going to be missing a lot of information because they want you to drive right away. Okay, so one thing when it comes to the pay, remember when you finally get your license and they put you on the road and they're training you, remind yourself that they need their money back. They went in a hole. Okay, so here's the kicker when it comes to that. All the money that they put up front for your bus ticket, the money that they spent for putting you in a hotel, the money they spent for either feeding you lunch or dinner, feeding you lunch or dinner, or sending you back home on a holiday. Sometimes you might strike a company that may actually want to, say for instance, send you home for the holidays. It's your option most of the time. If you want to go home for the holidays, they will send you back on a bus, or it's completely up to you with your transportation. If you're close enough, call somebody, please, because the bus ain't the way to go. Or if you want to stay there on their facility, they may say, hey, here's a $400 check, or maybe a $350 check, depending upon what kind of accounts that they have. So the other option, when it comes to, well, not the other option, but the other kind, when you come out after your training, I think it should be like either 1 to 2 months, depending upon the company. Most companies probably 2 months, because you need to have a certain amount of miles over the road, which I believe is probably like 10,000 miles the first month. And then they need to have you 20,000 miles overall. So each month is 10,000 miles. But the second month, you will basically be training your trainer to show them that you know what to do. Which is learning the KDAC system, which is the computer system, or Samsara if they have it, depending upon what system they have. And then you absolutely have to know how to drive before it is that trainer signs off on you and passes you. Okay, because they're not going to do a lot of driving. You're doing all the driving the whole 11 hours, so prepare yourself for it. I did 14 shifts every single day. Okay, so prepare yourself for that. It's a little rough the first week, but after a while you get accustomed to it. And if you have a job like myself, I was offloading at stops. So not only did I have to drive all day, but I also had to unload the entire trailer. So, sorry about getting off topic there. But when it comes to the pay, if you decide to leave before then and break your contract, because most likely they will have you on a contract, what's going to happen is they're going to hold your license, your CDL license. Sorry to say, but they can do it because they pay for everything. And you're not going to be getting paid what you think you're getting paid. So all the trucker stories where you hear, hey man, I'm making $1,700 a week, you're not going to be receiving that type of money. You're going to be getting on average $500 to $600 a week. And if you were already making that type of money before it was you got into the trucking industry, that's not going to be the way to go for you. You're not going to like that, because you're going to have to pay these people back, okay? And you're not going to have time to work another job, okay? Unless it is you got some type of side hustle where it doesn't take for you to be home. But the vast majority of your day is going right into driving. And then what you're going to want to do after that is find somewhere to take a shower, kick up your feet, and go to sleep. That's what you're going to want to do. I'm telling you now, you're not going to have a lot of time for that, because you're breaking that, and you're breaking your physical standard. Hold on. Okay, so the other route is going to school. Okay, so a lot of people don't know. Let me first start off by saying, always do your research on what schools you're going to. There are some schools that are out there that get you ready in 2 weeks, but they're going to want that large amount of money up front, like $1,500 to $2,000. Okay, $1,500 to $2,000. Some may even want $3,000. Don't shoot the messenger. Okay, my school that I went to was a trade school, all-state career. I was there for 24 weeks. You got 10 weeks in the classroom, 14 weeks on the range. All right, so the payment for that, okay, most people get scared when you see $10K. When you see $10,000 come across your your paper, that paper, you see like what the payment is, and you're like, I don't know if I can do this. They do offer financial aid. Okay, so regarding to what it is you make, they will adjust that payment. You don't have to pay the whole $10K before it is you leave school. $6,000 is not what you're going to be worried about, because that comes under a federal loan. You have to worry about the $4,000. You should be able to pay $4,000 in 24 weeks, according to how they set you up with financial aid. Because I know some people who came out and did $5 a month because they didn't have a job. Okay, me myself, I had to pay the full amount. I had to pay the full $4,000 before it was I actually graduated, because if I did not pay that, they were not going to test me out, and I was not going to be able to actually get my license until that was paid up. Okay, so when it comes to financial aid, make sure that you ask all of the questions that you need to ask. Okay, another con about this situation is the jobs that you will be subjected to hear from while you're enrolled in this school. Most of these companies will reimburse you the money that you spend and take over your federal loan, which is $6,000. Okay, so not only will you receive your money back, but they're going to take care of the next loan as long as you keep working for it. So if you get your first job, make sure you stay there until at least your federal loan is paid up, because you don't want to have to worry about transferring all the paperwork. They only paid $5,000, I need another $1,000 to go, and this, that, and yada yada yada. And I think it starts 6 months after it is you graduate. Okay, and just because you have a set date, say like you're set to graduate on September 24th, if you're not finished and you have not gotten your license, you have not graduated. That date is now pushed back another 2 weeks, or et cetera, according to your remedial classes. Another con about remedial class is you're also going to pay that. That's an additional fee, because that's additional schooling. They gave you everything it is you need to know. Okay, all right, so starting off on 10 weeks of school, 10 weeks of in the classroom, you're going to learn how to read an atlas. You're gonna learn how to do a logbook. You're gonna do that every day. You're gonna have tests every 2 weeks on modules. It's 100 multiple choice answer test. Okay, you're gonna learn that CDL manual from cover to cover. Then you're going to start learning your pre-trip. While you're in that class, while the information is still fresh, they're going to push you. They're going to try to motivate you to go and get your permit. You can get your permit whenever you want to, but they're going to push you to try and get that permit after you finish your CDL manual, depending upon what week you come in, because there's a class that comes in every 2 weeks. So say like if I want to start this week, the class that's senior in that class, once their 10 weeks is up, they're going to do the range stuff. So they're going to be rookies. They're going to be freshmen out there on the range. Okay, so that's how that takes place. That's how they do that. So like I said, you're going to be learning a lot of information. There's a lot of information that I was taught that I have not gotten a chance to actually utilize while out here on the road, and I've been driving since 2016. Okay, pushing on over to the range. If you have your permit in hand, what that does is let the instructor know that you're able to actually start learning how to move the tractor and trailer. Okay, you're able to take road trips. There's one road trip instructor who takes 4 students out at a time. That's 4 hours. Okay, so what happens is you're gonna go and pre-trip the truck. You're gonna couple. The first driver, you're going to listen to everything. They're going to teach you how to double clutch. They're going to teach you how to make your turns, your U-turns, blind side if necessary, going up and down hills, learning the grades, and dealing with some actual weight, which I think they only use up to 10,000 pounds, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So take advantage of that. While you're out there on the range, if you're not on the road doing your road trip, you're going to be learning every 2 weeks a new skill set while learning your pre-trip. With your pre-trip, you should already have doing in your actual class in the 10 weeks. So they do like flashcards, and you start learning that stuff and start repeating the stuff. Then you actually go outside and learn how to actually do your pre-trip. So with that being said, your first skill set, I believe, is straight line back, and the next one is offset. Then you're going to learn how to do parallel park. Then alley dock. Alley dock is very important. Pay attention to alley dock. After you do your alley dock, then you're learning how to do your 3-in-1s. By the time you get to 3-in-1s, you should be a professional when it comes to your pre-trip. You should know your pre-trip front and back, inside and out, cab and air brake test included. And I say that because once you get to your 3-in-1s, that's the actual skill set that you have to test out on in order to get your license. And guess where you actually get your license from? At that actual school. You don't have to go through all the other stuff, as far as I need to rent a tractor and a trailer and do. Nope, you do it right there on the range. And when they take you out on your road trips, they're going to make sure that you know how to do some nighttime driving. You're going to have to, if you're in the daytime, you're going to have to stay behind one of these days and do a nighttime shift, which is just an hour. So they're going to try to get you out of the way. If you can go without the other students, good. Sometimes it don't happen like that according to the schedule. Okay, I actually had over 25 hours of drive time by the time I actually tested out. So I was very comfortable with the tractor and trailer. So I passed everything first try, and that's how focused you should. And I was really focused because I was paying out of pocket and I was not trying to do my remedial classes. Okay, so take advantage of everything that I just told you. Make sure that you look into this information yourself. That is very important. The schools actually have personnel almost set up like a guidance counselor that will help you expunge stuff off of your record. I know I had a few things expunged off my record, okay, because I was in that lady office all the time. Okay, I knew her first name basis. Secondly, make sure you take advantage of the job placements, because they can get you pre-hired with a company before it is you actually get your license. Okay, take advantage of that. And they take a lot of those students first because they know that the school is actually teaching them what it is they need to know, and they got above experience than other schools have. So that's a good lane to step in. Abuse it. There's no better industry to get into when it comes to trying to make some fast money. Okay, and Most of the companies I've ever heard about have always been paid weekly. Okay, they do have companies that come in and talk to you. Ask these guys questions. Okay, learn as much information as you possibly can. Abuse it. Don't be scared to ask any questions just because you know you got a classroom full of people. Pull that person to the side. Grab the card from them if you're that shy. You know what I mean? Because they will be handing out cards and pins and like little brochure packets and stuff like that, or information about their company. So you can always call them and ask. They also will have DOT come in. Ask those guys questions. Okay, ask them questions because they will come in and talk for about 3 hours roughly. Okay, maybe not even that long, but they will come in and you will have plenty of people come back, like myself. I've actually gone back to the school and talked to the classes plenty of times. Okay, and I don't plan on stopping doing that because I like, number one, I like passing on information and giving the raw experience, you know, and telling them what to expect once you get out on the road. Okay, so if you have any questions, always like and subscribe first to the channel, and then you can email me your question. If it is not if I do not have content, I'm sorry, I'm getting offloaded. If I do not have content on that actual question, I will try my best to make content as soon as possible, and I will make shout you out on that actual YouTube channel, okay, or that video. All right, so as always, Brother Mo out. Be safe out there on that road, and let's make this money.